I first look at how politicians use social media and use sort of all the digital media tools to reach out to the public and to get them engaged in the political process from a top-down perspective. But I'm also looking at how the public and interest groups and social movements are actually harnessing the power of social media to be able to be engaged in the political process on their own terms. So I'm taking a look at different case studies, and I'm trying to sort of understand how there's going to be some kind of a clash. Is there a clash that's happening between the way both sides are actually engaged in the process? I do a lot of work in Canada, United States, and a bit of more work internationally, but I would say I'm mostly focusing on Canada and United States right now. I have 5 or 6 ongoing research projects. The ones that I'm currently very involved in, I'm looking at the Idle No More movement, which is a transnational movement of Aboriginal peoples that started in Canada and then that expanded internationally. And I'm actually looking at how they've used social media to be engaged in the political process. And what's interesting about the Idle No More movement is that even though there are some economic considerations and political considerations, their movement is mainly fueled by identity concerns. We've seen a rise of what I call citizen-driven movements in recent years, where social media plays an important role. You can look at, for example, what happened in the Middle East, what happened with the Tea Party movement, the Occupy movement, what happened with the student strikes in Chile. What happened in Hong Kong, and there's a lot of other movements that I'm failing to mention that where it was driven by the people and social media played a key role. So I think it's very important first of all people who are interested in these movements, but also people who will be working in government, because governments are increasingly faced with people who are engaged in the political process outside the realm of traditional politics. What's really great about communication studies and political communication is that it's a very interdisciplinary field of research and teaching. So my research can be of interest to communication studies students, whether they're working in political communication or they're working on international communication or global communication or intercultural communication to a certain degree. But it can also be very interesting to people who are working in political science, right? Political campaigning, that type of stuff. And that's what's great about my projects as well, is that I think they have a certain appeal to students as well. I mean, student protest and Idle No More movement and social media, I think it has a great appeal for students. I mainly teach political communication, crisis communication, and public affairs. But I mean, again, the common thread is politics. I'm trying to always keep people, sort of bring people where they would not normally go, and try to get them sort of to see things differently. And another common thread of my teaching is I'm trying to keep it interdisciplinary as much as possible. So whether it's, I often talk about journalism, communication, to a certain degree psychology, to a certain degree, new media. So I always try to sort of bring in different things in my classes so those students have a broader understanding of the implications of what I'm teaching. One other thing that I really do want to mention is the fact that I'm a heavy user of Twitter, and that I think this is really important. I mean, it's not only about engaging students in class, it's also engaging students outside the classroom, and this is something that's really important for me, sort of always interacting with my students. And what's great is a lot of my former students are still sort of interacting with me.